Hi, welcome back to the weekly Anxiety Insights. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any anxiety updates, hacks and hints and tips. So this week I wanted to talk a little bit about something that confuses quite a lot of people, which is what is the difference between stress and anxiety? And more important, what do you do when both of those things show up in your body? So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and then I'm going to give you two practical techniques, one somatic and one breath work, to help you release those feelings from your body. So stick with me and let's go. So the first thing to know is that stress and anxiety are quite similar, but they're not exactly the same. So stress is often a reaction to a specific situation or circumstance. So you might say something like, I'm feeling stressed because a particular thing's happening at work, or it's really stressing me because the TV's not working. So this is something that's triggered by a specific event, which is a short-term thing that will come and go. Whereas anxiety is often what we call a chronic condition, and chronic means it's long-term, it's been there for a period of time, and often we can't really pinpoint what is causing the anxiety. So a lot of my clients will say, I woke up this morning and I felt anxious. How can I feel anxious when I've only just woken up? What have I got to be anxious about? So this is the difference. So stress triggered by something specific, a particular circumstance or event, and anxiety can be more of a long-term thing which happens over a period of time, and we may not be able to pinpoint the exact cause to what we're feeling. Often though, for both of those things, both stress and anxiety, we feel similar things in our body. So let's talk a little bit about why stress and anxiety are quite similar. And the similarities really arise within the nervous system. So with both stress and anxiety, we're triggering what's known as the sympathetic nervous system. So this is the fight and flight response in the body. And this is why they both can feel very similar. So things like racing heart, sweaty palms, what's known as hypervigilance. So that's like constantly looking out, thinking that something's about to happen. This is the impact on the nervous system. Often with stress, we also have this additional thing where we have like this laser focus. So this is like a sort of narrowing of our view, and it can be very useful. So it's there for a particular reason. It's like with a short-term arousal, our body will narrow our focus to enable us to basically flee or fight the threat, that immediate threat. And this can be quite useful short-term to help you to overcome that stressful situation. But actually what happens if it continues longer term is you lose the ability to think rationally. So because you've got this very narrow focus on something, you lose, what's known as the bigger picture. So you're really not thinking strategically or rationally. You're just being very narrow in your thought process. One of the biggest challenges with anxiety is that this can become the default response of the brain. So over a period of time, if we become anxious and then we don't release that anxiety, the brain can just go down that route all the time. And this is why clients will often come to me and say, I just feel anxious all the time, and I can't really even tell you what I'm feeling anxious about. But the good news about this is we can actually release this feeling of anxiety and this long-term anxiety by releasing the feelings from our body. And by doing this, we then break that loop of the anxious feelings causing the brain to create more anxious scenarios, causing the anxious feelings. We break that loop. So let me show you now two powerful ways in which we can do this. So the first thing we're going to do is a technique called somatic shaking. And if you've ever seen an animal like a dog when it's frightened of fireworks, you would have seen this response. So animals do this naturally. They shake after a stressful event. Us humans also have the ability to do that, but we suppress it because the brain suppresses it because it's not a okay thing to do in public. So we're going to actually allow our bodies to do that. So let's try this with me now. So we need to stand up first of all, and we're literally just going to shake the body all over. So we're going to shake the arms, we're going to shake the legs, move the legs around, shaking the feet. And then you might want to just try just gently, not taking the feet off the floor, but I'm just gently bouncing up and down on my toes and allowing my heels to drop down. So this is a really nice way of making us feel grounded back to the earth. So just raising and letting your heels drop, raising, letting your heels drop, and then just shaking at the same time. So we can just do this for as long as it takes for you to feel that the buzzy, energized feeling or anxious feeling has started to subside in your body. You might want to put some nice music on. So literally just shaking, shake and release technique. So that is technique number 1. And the second technique I'm going to show you is a technique called box breathing, a breathing technique. And with box breathing, we're moving our body from this sympathetic fight and flight response state into parasympathetic rest and digest state. So again, you can try this with me. This one we're going to sit down for. So I'm sitting in a chair with a back, and we're just going to lean back against the back of the chair with our feet on the floor. So we're just going to have our feet flat on the floor. And I'm going to count you through. What we're going to do is we're going to inhale for 4 counts, hold the breath for 4 counts, exhale for 4 counts, hold the breath for 4 counts. Now I'm doing this with my hands because I like to imagine when I do box breathing, as we inhale, imagine the breath going up the front of the body. As we do the first breath hold, the breath comes over the back. As we exhale, the breath goes down the spine. So really imagining that breath going down the spine, holding the breath coming to the front. So with me, we're going to breathe through our nose only, not our mouths. So with me, we're going to inhale through the nose, 2, 3, 4, holding, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the nose, 3, 4, holding, 2, 3, 4. Inhale nose, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale nose, 3, 4, hold, 3, 4. Okay, so you can repeat that as many times as you need, and you might be asking yourself, how do I know if this is working? So how you will know this is working and your body is shifting into rest state is if you feel the urge to yawn, if you start to feel like your mouth is watering, so this is moving the body into rest and digest, hence the mouth watering, rumbly tummy. So these are all signs that the body's shifting into rest and digest state. So both of those techniques, the shake and release and the box breathing, will allow you to release tension and to move your body back into rest and digest state. So the first technique, the shaking technique, we're releasing anxiety and what I call charge from the body. And then the second technique, we're shifting our body from this sympathetic or fight and flight to parasympathetic rest and digest. And you can do both together. So you could start with the shaking to release the stored energy and then move into the box breathing, and you can do that any time during the day that you feel that you might need it. So I hope you found this video helpful in helping you to understand the difference between stress and anxiety, and more importantly, how to release both of those things from your body. Let me know which of those techniques you used, which one you liked in the comments below. I'd be really interested to see that. And if you want to dive deeper into managing stress and anxiety naturally, why not join me in the Anxiety Antidote Club, where we practice these techniques twice a month with me live. I'll leave the details for that in the description. Thank you for joining me. Hope to see you soon.